The book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
Your name shall be called no more Jacob. Read.
But Israel.
But who?
Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God.
For as a prince hast thou power with God. That's what the name Israel means. It means you are a prince that has power with the Most High God.
Right.
So changing your name from what our slave masters, from what your slave master gave you back to Israel, it means you are a prince that has power with God.
That's right.
You understand? So let's go back. Who did he give his word to?
Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob. He showed his word unto Israel. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Saying the exact same thing. He showed his word unto Jacob. He showed his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Read.
He have not dealt so.
He had what?
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Does that sound like he did that for everybody? He gave it to everybody. He said he had not dealt so with any other nation. Read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. They have not known the law, statutes, and commandments. Because they're not keeping it for one. They can't keep it. It was given to us to keep. You understand? Give me Amos chapter 3. Amos 3 and 1. So you got to ask yourself, if God only loved us and he only gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, well, why are we at a lower state? Why is that we don't know who we are?
Right.
Why are we calling ourselves after a color in the crayon box? Why are we calling ourselves after two white men, African American? Why is the most of our people calling ourselves after that? Right? Read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Hear this word, O children of Israel. Who are the children of Israel today? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
That's who the children of Israel are today. Right. This whole book is only talking about us.
Right.
Read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of.
Said, you only, O children of Israel, you only, read.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Said, of all the families of the earth, you only have I known. I only knew you. Read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
It says, therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. If you had children, right, and you told your children to make it home by a certain time, right, and say, look, be at home by 8 o'clock, and you find your children outside hanging out till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, are you going to chastise all the children that your children hang around with, or are you going to chastise your children? Depending on the parent. We talking about your kids though, right? You got any children? You got 3, right? If you see your children, let's say climbing on top of a building doing backflips, and you say, look, I don't want y'all doing that no more, right? And you go up there, you see they got 12 children doing backflips off the top of a building.
I'm gonna get on mine and the kids so they know.
So you gonna what?
I'm gonna get on mine and the other kids.
You gonna get on yours and the other kids, but who you gonna chastise? Who you gonna get on?
Ain't no chastising. Everybody get,
So you're not gonna chastise your children?
everybody get the same treatment.
But you're not gonna chastise your children.
Everybody get the same treatment.
Everybody get the same treatment. Let me ask you something. Is the white man going through this?
Right.
Did he go through this? Is his sons and daughters being given to another people?
Right.
Was he ever on slave ships?
Right.
Did he have yokes of iron placed on his neck? Did that ever happen to him? What about the Chinese man? You said, I heard you say something about melanin. The Chinese man, they got melanated skin. But did they go through this? Did they ever go through the slavery that we went through?
Gee.
Did this ever happen to them?
Bring it out.
Huh?
In a different form.
In what form?
It's racism in different form.
And I ain't talking about race. This ain't no damn racism. This ain't about racism. Did they ever go through this? These curses. Did they go through this? Did the Chinese man get sold, whipped, their sons and daughters sold into another people? To where they not even being called Chinese no more. They being called by the name, they call what? African Chinese or Chinese or whatever the name they gonna give them. We the only ones. Let me get Daniel 9 and 11. Daniel chapter 9 verse 11.
They got the name too. They all got the same name.
They all got the same name.
Yep.
Psalms, Daniel 9 and 11.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
It says all who?
All Israel have transgressed thy law.
Everybody can't say that they Israel, bro. Everybody can't say that they Israel. We're going to show you how you know that you Israel. Read.
All Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
Therefore the curse is poured upon the children of Israel. It ain't poured on everybody else. Everybody cannot call themselves the children of Israel. By deceit they can, but not by fact, not by the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we out here in our communities, showing our people it's high time that you wake up out of the sleep that you in. You ain't black, you ain't African American, you ain't Pentecostal, you ain't Baptist, you ain't Egyptologies, you ain't Rastafarian, you ain't none of that. You understand? All that's a dumbed down religion to keep you lost, keep you asleep. You have to return to the law, statutes, and commandments of God. That's the only way you're going to get that connection back to the Father. You understand? Read that again.
Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
The curse is poured upon us. These curses are poured upon us. When you look at these signs, we will burn at the stake. You understand what I'm saying? We will talk that Jesus Christ is a white man.
Right.
That's a curse. Our names were taken away from us. Give me Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 and verse 15. Our names were given to us as a curse. African American. Calling ourselves that, that's a curse. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 65 verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
You shall leave your name for a curse. Read.
Unto my chosen. For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
He will call his servants by another name. It's high time that we'll wait and return to exactly who we are, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So what must you do? What must you do? Understanding that first you are an Israelite. Give me 1 Kings 8 and verse 46. You have to understand first that you're an Israelite. That's how you can connect back to who this Bible is talking about. Because it ain't talking about the white man. It ain't talking about the Chinese man. It ain't talking about the Arab man, the Vietnamese man. All these nations want to see you die. Just want to see you dead. They want to see you at the bottom. Because the moment you stand up and realize exactly who you are, they know they got to be in servitude unto you. You understand what I'm saying? This Bible says that you are God. He ain't say nothing about them. Read that.
1 Kings chapter 8 verse 46. If they sin against thee.
Because we have sinned against God. That's how we got in the state that we in now, not knowing who we are. We are supposed to be in rulership. That's supposed to be our store. These streets supposed to be named after us. You understand what I'm saying? Read.
For there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near.
We have been carried away captives unto a land far and near. All across the world, we have been carried away captives. The children of Israel have been carried away to all four corners of this earth. You understand? Being called by another name. Not being called the sons of God. You understand? Not being called God's chosen. Read.
Yet, if they shall bethink themselves.
It says yet, meaning but, if they shall bethink themselves. You know what it means to bethink yourself? Bethink yourself.
What they mean?
Bethink yourself. Like, if you was getting ready to step in that street and I call you out, you bethought yourself because you ain't finna step in that street no more. You know what I'm saying? You're now beginning to remember exactly who you are. You're not an African American. You're not black. You're not a Negro. You are an Israelite.
That's right.
Now the thing is, do you understand that? Do you accept that? You accept that you're an Israelite, a prince that has power with the Most High God.
And whatever that come with it.
And everything that come with it, right?
All praise.
Okay.
Keep commandments, man.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
So now that we know that we Israel, what does God require of us? Because there is a requirement. This ain't no easy thing. God said, hold up. Okay, now that you know you mine, this is what I need for you to do. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
What does it mean to fear the Lord thy God? fear God. Their fear towards God is taught by the precept of men. That's what you get out of those other Bibles, out of religion. You understand what I'm saying? Their fear toward God is taught by, oh, give me my tithes. Oh, you better come to church on Sunday.
Right.
But that's not the day we're supposed to worship. Give me that real quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgment.
We are supposed to be afraid of God's judgment. Just like I'm saying, if you would see your son and you had to chastise your son's supposed to have enough fear from you. Nah, I better do what daddy said.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is a chastisement because we didn't listen to God. We didn't obey his laws, statutes, and commandments. Because I want you to be on top above all nations and you don't want to listen to me, you're going to serve your enemies. That's what we've been reading. You're going to serve your enemies.
Everybody got chastised.
Not everybody. Not everybody. The Chinese man owns his stores.
Right.
He can go back to his home, his homeland. White man know where he come from.
Right.
His laws are set up to rule over us. It's not supposed to be that way. We thinking equal. There is no equality in the Bible.
That's right.
There is no equality in the Bible.
Right.
God said he has a nation that is above all nations. What nation you think that is? What nation you think is above all nations on the earth? Let's get it. We can go back there. Deuteronomy, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
This whole Bible is written to the children of Israel.
Right.
It's only talking to the children of Israel. This is an instruction to the children of Israel. That's what when you say bethink yourself, that's one thing you got to remember. My bad, read that.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Who is a holy people unto the Lord thy God?
The Lord thy God. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said, thou hast chosen thee to be a special people, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. He said above all people, not equal to, not the same as, not lesser than. He said above all people that are upon the face of the earth. But do we live like we are above all people upon the face of the earth? Read.
Verse 7, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people.
He did not set his love upon us. We have a different understanding of what love is. Love is correction.
Right.
To correct my brother. If I see my sister walking in the middle of the street and I don't say nothing, I don't love her. I want her to get hit by a car.
Right.
But if I want big warning to her, pull her out of the street, that's love. When we telling our brothers, hey, stop smoking weed, stop smoking cigarettes, hey, stop fornicating with that sister, marry that sister, that's love according to the Bible.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's to correct our brother and our sister, to correct our community, to correct each other. It's called rebuke. Read.
For ye were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand.
The Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand, the way he slaughtered the Egyptians that followed after us. Even before then, he killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians. You understand? Put plagues upon them to gather his people out of Egypt, to gather our people out of the bondage that we're in. We still in bondage now. We are back in Egypt, spiritually Egypt. That's why you look on your dollar bill, they got pyramids. Huh? Who? Owls. All that. That's all. We all worship that in Egypt. You understand? That all-seeing eye, all these different things brought us into captivity. You understand? And it still has a lot of our people in captivity still to this day. Give me 28:1. Deuteronomy 28:1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
He said high above all nations of the earth. I want to give you one more. Give me 2 Ezra 6. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 54. So God said he going to put us above all nations. He only gave his laws, statutes, and commandments unto Israel. He did not dealt so with any other nation. Because of our iniquity, he chastised us because he gave his commandment only to us. That's why we the only ones going through the chastisement. Well, how does he feel about these other nations? How does God feel about the other nations? Read that.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So we all come from Adam, right? Right? Adam being the first man formed, we all come from Adam. Read.
Of him come we all.
So all these other nations, the Chinese man, the Arab man, the white man, the African, all these people come from Adam, right? We all come from Adam. Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Who did God choose? Who are the people that God chose? I want to make sure you follow me, Nick. Who are the people that God chose? Israelites.
That's right.
That's the people that God chose. So he said, even the people that God chose, read.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
You heard what that said? He made the world for whose sake? The Israelites.
Right.
He made the whole world for the Israelites' sake. Read.
As for the other people,
As for the what people?
the other people,
As for them other people, read.
which also come of Adam,
Who also come of Adam. Yeah, they come from Adam too. What did he say?
thou hast said that they are nothing.
Nah, they somebody.
Nothing.
We reading out of the Holy Bible, bro.
That's right.
He said they are nothing. Let me show you how much of a nothing.
But be like unto spittle.
You heard that? I seen you spit earlier. He said they like unto spittle. What is that? Say, bro. Hey, let me ask you this question. Come see something real quick. Hey, no, hold on. Come see. Read. Read that again. 55.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Said he made the world for our sakes. Say, my brother, you believe that? You believe that God made the world for our sakes? He made the world, the entire world, for our sakes.
Right.
And for us to be in rulership.
Right.
But we don't live like that today. We don't live like we're in rulership. We live, sir, we gotta serve our enemies in a one of all things.
Right.
Why is that? Because of iniquity, because of sin, because we what? Breaking the Lord's Sabbath day.
Right.
By buying and selling on the Sabbath day.
Right.
God said we're not supposed to be doing that. Read that part again.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
He made the whole world for our sakes. Read.
As for the other people,
As for the other people, who are the other people, my brother Nick? Who are the other people?
The other one.
The other nations. Read.
What, man?
as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
Said they are nothing. They ain't nothing to God. They nothing to God. Read.
But be like unto spittle.
Well, be like unto spit. You ever been talking and spit fly out your mouth? You get mad about that thing? You get mad about that?
I'm talking, I'm not talking to intentionally,
No. Say like you just talking. You talking loud and spit come flying out your mouth. You lose any feelings for that? No. Read.
But be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
He said he liked the abundance of them, meaning all of them. Like a drop that falls from a vessel. If you was mopping the floor and a little bit of water come out that floor, you gonna feel bad about that thing? You gonna go back to the fountain and fill it back up, or you just gonna keep it moving?
They're gonna keep moving.
That's how God feel about these other nations, bro.
That's right.
That's how God feel about these other nations. So you got to ask yourself, well, why do I keep myself like the other nations? Give me Proverbs 3 and 31. Why are we following after the other nations? Why are we doing what they do? Why are we celebrating Christmas? Why are we celebrating Easter, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day? Why are we celebrating these things? Why are we not celebrating what God told us to celebrate? Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Says, envy thou not the oppressor. Don't envy your oppressor. Read.
And choose choose none of his ways.
No, it said choose some of his ways.
None of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. One of our oppressor's ways is to keep us in sin.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word